Hey, what's up everybody? This is Power Glove Pixels. Today I bring you a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 hated games on the Super Nintendo. Let me start by saying that the Super Nintendo is my favorite console of all time, and there's just so many great games on that. But there is a batch of games that I just hated, and I have no reason why I kept playing these games. Even to this day, I haven't beaten any of these games. So let's get that list going. So for my number 5 is gonna have to be Doomsday Warrior. It's a Super Nintendo game that came out in '92. It's a fighting game with leveling up system. And I gotta say that this game, for some reason, I just kept playing it. I don't even know why, and I hated this game. One of the things I do like about this game is the soundtrack. I think the soundtrack was actually pretty good for the Super Nintendo, but everything else sucked about it. Graphics, you know, they were like whatever. The fighting style was horrible. Leveling system was horrible. But I just kept playing it. And if you remember back then, there was no reviews back then really. So, you know, you were kind of relying either on a magazine or, you know, just word of mouth. So I don't know, I just think that this game was not that great. I mean, personally, I didn't really enjoy it, but for some reason I kept playing it, and I don't even know why to this day. And yeah, so that's my number 5. So for my number 4 is gonna have to be Pit Fighters. This is another game that was originally on arcades, and then it came to the Super Nintendo. You know, I played this game in arcades, and you know, I played it on the Super Nintendo, and I gotta say it was kind of boring, honestly. To me, the soundtrack sucked. The mechanics were kind of like MK, kind of like a wannabe MK2. But for me, I think this game, honestly, there was probably nothing you can do, honestly, to make it any better, you know. But at the time, I didn't really have anything else to play. But you know, I was just frustrated with this game, how difficult it was, and beating someone up. Graphics, you know, at the time, I guess they were okay, but when you look at it now, it's just horrible. Yeah, so definitely this is my number 4. So for my number 3, it's gonna have to be Mario's Missing. This game came out, I believe, in '92 or '93, and I remember picking this up at my rental local store, you know, and you know, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know that this was actually an educational game. You know, I thought it was like the next big adventure, you know. As a kid, you really didn't know what was coming out. And I remember playing this game, and I was really, really disappointed with this game, you know, because definitely it's not what I expected. You know, this game, I don't even know why I kept playing this game. And did I even learn anything? Not really. And I don't know, I didn't even know what I was supposed to be learning, and I don't know, this game was just so frustrating. As a kid, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just jumping and reading any of the messages on screen, and you know, not really knowing what to do, honestly. And you know, I just kept playing it. I mean, because it was a Mario game, I just kept playing it, and I try to find where to go and stuff. And you know, it kind of sucks because I never beat this game, you know. And for me personally, I hate this game. Hate it. Maybe some people like it, but me personally, I hated this game. There's nothing better than playing Super Mario World. Honestly, Super Mario World a million times better than this, or Yoshi's Island 3. But yeah, I don't know what brought me to this game, honestly, to be playing it over and over. And I believe it was also on the NES, but that's even more horrible. And never played it on the NES, but I did play it on the Super Nintendo. Yeah, I definitely is in my number 3 in my list, because the only thing I could say, maybe the soundtrack was pretty good, but other than that, everything else sucked. I just couldn't get into this game, and I did spend a lot of hours on it, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is my number 3. So for my number 2 is gonna have to be The Rocketeer. I remember picking this up at my rental spot, and you know, I just hate this game, honestly. The movie was great, but the game sucked. And I remember as a kid, I couldn't even beat level 1. I didn't understand the game the way you used to fly these planes, and even to this day I still hate this game. This game really sucks, honestly. Personally, I just hate this game. I hate the soundtrack, I hate the gameplay, I hate the graphics, everything about this. You know, the only thing, maybe the art of Rocketeer, you know, flying, but everything else sucked. This should be, you know, as like the Superman, the game on the 64, Superman 64. Honestly, this game is horrible. I don't understand how people actually like this game, man. For me, this game is just I can't stand it, honestly. And I gotta say that definitely this is my number 2. So for my number 1 is gonna have to be Batman Forever. I used to like the movie. I've been playing Batman games since the NES and on the Super Nintendo, Batman Returns, but this game, Batman Forever, is just horrible. And one of the reasons is because the gameplay sucks in this game. You know, to jump to another platform or trying to climb into another area, you know, instead of just jumping with A, you have to do like up and start and like all these combinations, and it's just horrible. To me personally, this is the worst. I'm not gonna say the worst game, but I'm gonna say the worst game on the Super Nintendo, honestly. I just couldn't stand this game. Graphics were pretty good, but the gameplay sucked, and this is one of the reasons why they ruined the game for me. I just couldn't get into this game, honestly, and I remember spending a lot of hours on this game, and I just couldn't stand. So this is pretty much it for the video. I would like to know what games you guys hate. It doesn't have to be on the Super Nintendo. It could be on any generation. It could be from the Xbox, the PlayStation. I would like to know what games you guys hate growing up. And yeah, so like always, give me a like for this video. And thanks for watching. This is Power Glove Pixel signing out. Till next time.